So today's video marks the start of a brand new series on my channel. Welcome to episode 1 of the Process of a Pro series. I took inspiration from your fellow Arabs inside the Mind series. Full credit goes to him for the idea, and I'm going to be expanding on that idea in the modern day of Fortnite and explaining to you guys an advanced and high-level strategy technique that all pro players use. In each video, I'm going to be going over a different topic, and you guys will be able to understand how to play this game at a high level and go professional using all of these tips. And in terms of credentials, I have friends who are pro players, and I have a bunch of people that I use for resources along with VOD reviewing and studying them myself. So after that introduction, let's hop into the first episode of Process of a Pro. So today's video is going to be covering the early game. I want to start off by going over what you guys should prepare before going into your game. This is stuff you should prepare beforehand and stuff you need to have ready before you actually hop into your first queue. I would recommend that you guys join a Dropmaps server and scout where you will land, and then find the respective drop map for your POI. Pro players use this in order to perfect their dropping techniques for the entire map, and as you keep landing more and more places, you're able to perfect your drop for each and every one of them. Essentially, a drop map is going to look like a small POI with a bunch of arrow markers around it. There's going to be arrow markers for places to deploy your glider and where to aim as soon as you're done with that. If you deploy your glider over one of those yellow markers, depending on where the battle bus is going, then you're going to easily be able to get the best drop possible. If you want to join a really good Discord server with a bunch of drop maps, consider looking in the description. I'm going to be linking Jaith's drop map server. Shout out to the man Jaith, by the way, he's doing really good on YouTube right now. Go drop a sub if you guys want. But I'd recommend you guys join this server, and it's going to help you out a lot with your dropping potential. I would also strongly recommend that you guys learn the ins and outs of the map, be able to know exactly where every chest, ammo box, and floor spawn is in order to increase chances of survivability off spawn. This is going to massively help you with your map knowledge, which already gives you an edge up on your opponents. This is also the reason that you see pros having such good backup loot strategies if their primary drop spot fails, and this is what's going to help you guys increase your longevity and chances of winning off spawn. Your goal off spawn is to make it off spawn, it's not to win the tournament. So you need to focus on actually making it to the mid game and take it one step at a time. That's what's going to separate you from the casual player that's only focused on the win. Now, once you actually get into the game, you need to get on Spawn Island and then take a look at your drop map to see where you need to look and deploy your glider, following the yellow arrows of your drop map. Once you find where you need to aim after that to get the best drop, then you need to get in the bus and mark that area on your map. Then, when you finally jump and deploy your glider over that area, you should scout for other players around you by listening for glider deploys, and also seeing where other people are landing within your drop spot itself. This creates map control, which is the ability to have knowledge of the players around you. You also have control of the way they move via loot, health, and resource advantages. Map control is a very advanced topic that not enough people are talking about, and in this example that I'm going to provide to you guys of the pro player Oatley, they get map control of the area by getting the high ground advantage and then scouting for people around them.
I should be good. Insta get to me, sir.
Someone under me.
Why aren't we aiming to win? Guys, with off spawns, your goal is not to win the tournament. Your goal is to live off spawn. That's your main priority.
In duos, the IGL should scout for people contesting, but the fragger should be the one to get a weapon and fight first. This obviously doesn't apply in solos, because in solos the game mode is every man for themselves, but just in case you guys were wondering about the duos game mode, that is the best strategy. Now, once you finally get into the landing aspect of the game, the pro strategy after landing is to first get a weapon and shield as fast as possible. This is one of the most important things for players off spawn. Immediately after, your goal should be to locate any people contesting you by getting to an elevated position and creating protected sightlines on people. This, in turn, creates map control by itself, and also has you surrounded by a protective sightline. And if you guys don't know, a protective sightline is where you can see the enemy but they can't see you. In this example by Oatley, they go to the high ground and then try to locate where the enemy is. And also he throws in a little bit of a comment about what off spawn is supposed to be like. In duos, the fragger should locate the enemy and look for a fight, while the IGL should plan for a disengage or look towards a rotation if needed. Then you need to decide if you have the resources and weapons/materials to fight, and then either go for the disengage or go for the fight. This is what an offensive off-spawn playstyle looks like. If the enemy engages you, you need to gain control of the surrounding area by pre-claiming as many build pieces as you can. Then you need to go for strategic defensive peeks on the enemy player, and then try to get the kill as fast as possible. However, in both scenarios, you need to finish the fight as quick as possible. This will help you avoid third parties, and you can do this by using smart piece control and practicing your aim to hit more of your shots and kill the opponent quicker. This is the stuff that's going to help you finish your fights off spawn quicker and then have control of the area. What that's going to do is not only set you up for success if somebody from a different POI tries to W key you, but it's also going to help you greatly when it comes to getting your resources up faster. And then one of the other main things that you guys should be doing once you're landing is looking for metal as much as possible. In this chapter 3 meta, metal is obviously going to be the rarest mat, and you guys need to try to get it as fast as possible if you want to try to be the most successful later in the game. Now for the final POI tasks, once you guys have either eliminated or disengaged all of the enemies in the area, then you should continue looting as much of your POI as you can. After you're done with that, you should get into a car or other form of mobility and then rotate to the next zone. At this point, you should be full health, full shield, and have good loot. Not to mention, you should also have max materials from farming all over the place. I would also recommend that you guys try to build in wood if you are rotating, if you need to build it all. This is not only going to help you conserve mats, but also make it easier to refarm later in the game. As soon as you rotate out of your drop spot, you can deal with any storm surge tags you need to get, or you can just focus on rotating and W keying depending on what you are doing. If you're playing duos, you should rotate out and continue playing to your roles. And if you guys are curious, I did make videos on the duo roles that I'm going to link in the top right corner right now. But to recap over what I highlighted in this video, the first thing you should do is join a Dropmap server, get a drop map, and also be able to learn the ins and outs of your drop spot. This is going to increase your map knowledge and make it a lot easier for you to win off spawn. Then, once you drop out of the bus, you need to deploy your glider over your drop map area and scout for opponents landing with you. This is going to help you have a control of the area around you and also understand where people are just in case you need to fight. Then once you land, the pro strategy is to get a weapon and shield as fast as possible. Those are the two things that you should focus on. And then you need to decide if you have the weapons and resources to engage in a fight. You should try to get high ground and locate where the enemy is, but if they engage you, you should try to finish the fight as quick as possible. And then finally, you should finish looting, get your mats and health up, and then rotate out of the POI, getting your storm surge and continuing on with the rest of your game. And if you guys follow all of these advanced off spawn tips, there's no way that you're going to lose for any POI as long as you practice it. So also, just as a quick heads up, if you guys have any recommendations for what topics I should be covering in this new series, consider leaving a comment down below that I can look at. This is going to greatly help me out in creating new content later in the series, and also it'll satisfy all of your guys' needs, and it'll help you guys individually as a player if you need it. So be sure to leave a comment letting me know if you guys have an idea for what I should upload in the series, and I'll be sure to take a look at it. Anyways guys, that is the first iteration of the Process of a Pro series. This is going to be a very big series that I'm going to be continuing on. Let me know if you guys did enjoy. I'm trying to make this a very high level class, and this is obviously just the first video. The series is going to get much more complicated and much more interesting as the time goes on, so I'd recommend that you guys stick around for the long haul. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. But that's about it for this video guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.